Okay, hey everyone. Thank you for joining the mock interview. Kate, should we start with a brief intro of ourselves?
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, do you want to start?
Yeah, okay. Hi everybody, and I know lots of you already know me, but I still want to briefly introduce myself. So my name is Kate, and I'm currently a master's student in University of Washington, studying computer science, and I interned in Microsoft, TikTok, and Apple before I came to the United States. I'm recently actively hunting for the product manager jobs. Yeah.
Awesome. And I'll give a brief intro about myself too. Hi, my name is Z. I am currently product manager at LinkedIn, same team as JJ actually, working on premium retention stuff. So I own things like welcome flow, my premium page cancellation, if you're familiar. Before LinkedIn, I worked at multiple companies. I worked at VMware as a product specialist in professional services team. Actually, after I came to Bay Area, I worked for a startup as their only PM. And then I moved to Cisco, App Dynamics, pretty technical role. So a lot of B2B before I came to LinkedIn. So yeah, nice to meet you all. Should we get started?
Yeah.
Today, okay, awesome. Today I want to actually ask a pretty typical product design related question. What is your favorite non-software product and why? I'll start here.
Okay, sure. So might I have a couple of minutes to think about the question
Yeah,
and
sure.
maybe make it more organized.
Mhm.
Yeah. So the question will be, what is my favorite non software product? So today, actually, I am going to introduce one of the quite normal product, and maybe everybody use it in your daily life, which is AirPods from Apple company. Does that sounds great to you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So actually, I want to introduce this product from the reason why I think it is my favorite hardware product. So I can think about three reasons, and the first one will be I think first of all, from the perspective of the ecosystem in Apple, I think AirPods really have a good integration with the Apple ecosystem. It can connect it with iPhone, iPad, and also Mac. Some of the equipment from Apple really smoothly, and so I think from the perspective of a whole company's ecosystem, it is a really great product inside the whole ecosystem. Do you have any question or want to dive deeper into this reason, or should I just continue to introduce the two more other reasons?
Yeah, sure. You can share your reasons first.
Yeah. So I think the second reason I think AirPods is my favorite hardware product is I really like the sound quality and also the like noise cancellation function of AirPods because we use the like Bluetooth earphone especially in some of the scenarios that may not that convenient for us. For example, if we are flying in a flight or we are on a train or something like that. And as this kind of scenario, there are always many noises around us. So I think it is really important to have a like noise cancellation function of the like portable Bluetooth earphones. So I think this function of the AirPods is really helpful, and I believe the sound quality is has a big like advantages compared to the other like the same maybe competitors. So I think the second reason is the sound quality and also the noise cancellation, according to AirPods. Yeah, and the last reason I want to like highlight is I think the function related to the like the lost my iPhone, and I can find my AirPods anytime when I maybe feel confused. For example, if I am like want to have my earphone in my home, but the portable earphone is a really small stuff, so always this is really hard to find such little stuff. But the AirPods have the function which can make the like the AirPods like make some like sounds, try to remind me the position, and also try to reminds me of where is my AirPods, and even if I was not at home, at other like scenarios, if I just cannot find my earphones, for example, the earphone may lost in some of the more far places, I can also like use the find my iPhone function, which is also related to the Apple ecosystem, and try to find a location of my AirPods, and which I think which is really safe because the portable portable earphones and also the Bluetooth earphones are sometimes are really expensive. So if I lose them and I cannot find them, if the function of finding my earphone can really help us to locate them, and it's really convenient, and it's really safe for the users. So I think maybe these three like reasons are the main reasons for me why AirPods is my favorite hardware product. Do you have
Makes sense. I'm
answers?
sold. Okay, so I have a follow-up question. Given how you perceive the product, what you know about this product, who do you think is the who do you think use the product the most? Who do you think the main target users are, and why?
Okay. So first of all, I think there must be like different groups of person who use the AirPods. For example, the student users, and the second group maybe the workers, people who always like, especially someone going to the business trip very frequent, they may use AirPods very frequently. And maybe the third user group I can think about is the maybe someone who enjoy music, but and this kind of user group, I think maybe maybe the age group is not that fixed. Maybe some elder people or something, some other people except the students and also the workers. Yeah, so I think maybe basically there are three user groups: students, the workers, and others. So, and for your question will be, what is the target user? So I think from my perspective, I think the biggest user group will be the second one, the people who are like working every day, because they have to maybe attend some business meeting during their working process, and maybe during that time they are on their way to some business trip. For example, they are on a train, or they're on some bus or some noisy places. And I think AirPods is really contribute to them like the meeting experience, because the noise cancellation function I think is really good. Yeah. So maybe I think the target user will be the people who working every day and attend like high frequent business trip.
Makes sense. My follow-up question is how would you improve this product? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So may I have a couple of minutes to think about this question?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so from the improvements, I can think about like two maybe the potential improvement according to the AirPods. And the first one will be I think from the functional perspective, and the second one will be the like customization perspective. So for the first one, I think maybe AirPods can add some of the mode which is like specifically designed for some of the scenarios, user scenarios, because as I have mentioned before, some people use AirPods during their trip, and some people use AirPods just simply enjoying the music. And maybe some people use the AirPods to help them gain a better sleep. So according to the different user need, I think maybe AirPods in the future can design different kinds of mode, and maybe it is more simple for people to use. Because for example, if a people one of the user who is trying to use AirPods to improve their sleep quality, maybe they are preferred to listen to some light music at the beginning of their sleep, and after the light music, if they successfully fall asleep, maybe they want to just mute all the music. So maybe we can just design a sleep mode, and maybe play some music at first, and after, for example, 15 minutes, the music will stop, and the noise cancellation mode will start, which can help people to gain a better sleep. So I think the first improvement I can think about is to give more customization mode for people, especially for like the high frequent user scenario, like trip, music enjoyment, and also sleep. Do you have any suggestion or comment on this improvement?
I think it makes sense. Any other ways to you think you want to like improve the product? Maybe give me 3 ideas total.
Yeah. So the second one I can think about is also based on customization, but not focus on the functions. I think the second one will be on the outlook of the AirPods. For example, we have the different sizes of the earplug of the AirPods, but maybe I think in the future, the shapes and also the colors of AirPods can also be customized, because some people they may prefer like the different colors of the earphones. For example, the pink one, maybe it is like more fashion or more good looking for different kind of users. So maybe in the future, Apple can also give users the choices to customize the color and of their AirPods, because I have noticed that in China markets, people are tend to buy the protect case for the AirPods, and there are so many different kinds of colors, and also the designers. Maybe in the future, Apple can help people to like customize more colors and also more decorations on the earpods, because after I bought the protector case for my AirPod, there are little small questions, because there is a button on behind the AirPod, and it is used to connect the Bluetooth. And once I have add a protecting case on my AirPod, the button was covered and it cannot be worked. So if in the future Apple can help people to customize the color and also some decoration on AirPods, I think this kind of question could be solved. So maybe that is the second point of improvement I can think about. How do you think about this point?
Yeah, it makes sense. I have a follow-up question. Why do you think Apple hasn't done it yet?
So there are some reasons I can think about, and maybe the first one is, I think maybe Apple wants to keep the IP of the product, or the outlook of the product like more unchanged, and make people are more impressive about the original outlook of the product. So maybe I think that is the biggest reason why Apple do not do the customization. And the second one I can think about is because maybe the customization will cost more, and however maybe the new value created by this new customization may not that more compared to the cost that increased. So maybe from the perspective of the cost and also the revenue, the company did not do this thing by now.
Makes sense. Another follow-up on this, you mentioned like there are many brands that already have this type of functionality. They have like fancy colors and stuff. Why do you think and they're probably cheaper too? Why do you think people prefer AirPods still?
So I think this question comes to the first points I have mentioned before, because the ecosystem of Apple. Because many people, they use Apple product like iPhone, iPad, and Mac, and AirPods, they can better fit with all of the equipment. So if I use all the Apple products, but I bought another brand of earphones just because of the outlook, maybe I will lose the whole advantage of the Apple ecosystem. So I believe that is the reason why people want to buy the original AirPods, because they want to have a more complete ecosystem from Apple, instead of just buying a decoration or buying a fashion outlook of earphone.
Yeah, makes sense. Any other improvement idea? I was asking for 3, sorry.
yeah, no problem. And the third one I can think about is maybe it's a little bit not that realistic, but I want to still share this with you, share the solution with you. Is maybe we can add some the touch controls, maybe, because the AirPods now people can only open the cover and open the lids and take out the AirPods and put it on your ears, and that is the whole room. But in the future, maybe we can change a little bit. For example, when people are charging their AirPods, maybe we can add a little touch controls on the earphones box, and which can stop the charging process or start the charging process, or even maybe also we can add a little bit, the hint, maybe a little light, which can remind people the charging process, because I think by now the charging process can only remind by the yellow or the green light. But it is hard to know the real charging process. Is that 50%, 80%, 80%, or it is 70%? Sometimes when I am hiring for time, I'm really curious about what is the charging process and how many times should I take to fully charging the AirPods. So that is the third point I can think about, but maybe not that reasonable, but it is a potential improvement.
Yeah, that makes sense. And if you were a product manager at Apple or you were a CEO, out of the, would you prioritize your 3 ideas for future roadmap and why?
Yeah, sure. Maybe I can have a couple of minutes to think about this question.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so if I am a product manager of AirPods, I may prioritize the improvement point of the mode one. The mode one, I will put the customization mode to the premium. Maybe the first needs I can think about. And there are 2 reasons why I can prioritize this needs. The first one is I think the customization mode. This one is the mode the easiest one to really put into action, because maybe Apple can just add a small app which can help users to create their own customization mode on iPhone and iPads. And it is, I think, a really good one for the whole Apple ecosystem. People can just customize their AirPods, the function, and also maybe the music or something like that. It is really easy, and you do not need to design any hardware part. It is just a new software part compared to the whole changing of design. For example, if I want to add some more colors or shapes, it is more complicated because it's related to the hardware, and maybe I should even make a new AirPods 3 or AirPods 4 or something like that. But if I just add a software, it is easy. It's more easy. So this is the first reason. And the second one is, I think, because this kind of improvement can really improve the user experience greatly. Because I think as I have mentioned before, there are many different user needs of the the AirPods user segmentations. So maybe the customization mode can contribute and benefits all of the user groups. So I think in the perspective of the user experience improvement, it can cover more user groups and also improve everybody's user experience. And if people just think about the function is too complicated or there are no need, they can just simply do not download the new app. And for people who want the customization, they can download the app and maybe create their new AirPods mode, which can really improve their user experience and the efficiency of using AirPods. That is the 2 reasons I can think about why I want to put the customization mode on the first user need.
Yeah, makes sense. And I have one last question. Why do you think Apple hasn't, why do you think, despite it's so easy to lose one of the earphone, they still are not connecting them to each other? I personally lost one in New York. I was walking and it just went into the manhole for yeah, just wanted to commit suicide. So I want to hear your thoughts.
So I think it's still a trade-off of user experience, because although there are some benefits if Apple connected to AirPods better, but it is a Bluetooth earphone, and once Apple connect them together, the freedom of using AirPods will like really decrease a lot because people have to take both of the earphones out of the box in the same time. But sometimes, people they only have one free hand, and maybe they can just like take out the earphones one by one and put them on their ears. So I think from the perspective of the user roadmap and also the freedom of use, and also maybe some design principle based on the Apple's companies, like maybe I think Apple just prefer the simple design, principles. So they want to put two earphones independently and maybe make it more smooth and more, more good, more convenient for users to using in different kind of scenarios. Yeah, because I think if you connect them together, there definitely will add some constrictions, no, the restrictions during your using of the AirPods. So yeah, that is a really hard question, but I can think of that is the reason I can think about why they did not connect them together.
Yeah. Okay, I said that was the last question. So yeah, how do you think you did? I want to hear your self-evaluation first. And what do you think of the question? Oh, by the way, sorry to interrupt. I saw there's one question in chat about whether you are looking for hardware PM position. Actually, it's a very interesting and good question because I am asking this not trying to test Kate's hardware product knowledge, but to see how she think about solving a problem. Another reason I think is actually important to practice this type of question is for software product, I think many people and probably interviewer may know as well, many people have like prepared the answer already. They know their stuff inside out. If not, you should. So it's kind of a twist of a product design question, but still the key here is product intuition and how you approach problem solving. But yeah, okay, please take over.
Yeah, that is the first time I answer a hardware product question, and it's a little bit hard for me because usually I prefer the software product before this time. What's your favorite product? So I think my answer is a little bit, not that structured, especially in the last part when you ask me about why Apple do not connect all two AirPods together. Because I really do not have that much knowledge about hardware, so I have to dive from the beginning of the question and try to find some logic solution for the questions. So maybe in the future, I will try to do more like brainstorm on different kinds of products because I think the logical process of solving a problem is the most important thing during the product integration process.
Yeah, I actually think you did pretty well in a lot of areas, given this is your first time answering hardware related question. Something and quick feedback on your point for last question. Last question was like icing on the cake because I didn't prepare it either, obviously. I think, by the way, I was also asked about hardware questions before. And this type of questions does come. The key here is not to be, again, like an expert in everything, but to say, I think you mentioned like Apple really care about design. So they must, make trade-offs based on that for their branding. Like as long as you know some key points on like why the company probably made that trade-off decision, which you also mentioned trade-off, which is good. I think that's good. But yeah, in general, I was taking notes since I don't do this type of like mocks all the time. I want to make sure I have my feedback comprehensive. It is good that when you need a minute, you ask for a minute, and you checked with me confidently, you know, whether it's okay if you approach one way or the other. And you seem pretty confident. I know we talked about this before. I think you present yourself really well. When you answered, especially first question, you know, you're usually pretty structured. You say the overall product, what it is. In case I don't know what AirPods is very valid, by the way. And you know, your top 3 reason and you know, your use case, which is really good. And when you also answered about improvements of functions, customization, all these structures I think are good. And you talk about use case, which is good. You give reasons, again, reasoning to all your choices really well. And you mentioned you care about user experience, making trade-offs, you know, ROI, thinking about ROI, and you know about how Apple makes some of the key decisions, like you mentioned IP design and stuff. So I think all of these are really good. Any questions on my compliments?
Yeah, thank you for encouragement. But I think yeah, still there are many space for me to improve my hardware product questions because you know the knowledge is, because I think there must be some of the principles
Right.
related to hardware product design.
Yeah, and like I have some suggestion as well. Like, for example, when I said like who's your key user, like who's a key user for target user for AirPods, actually your answer works well for Bluetooth like headphones. It's not specific for AirPods. You said it like in the beginning really great, like why AirPods like is better than the other, you know, competitor products, but in here you didn't mention it. But again, well, I understand it's easy to miss it, but you know, in like actual interview, you probably want to think through this. If I were nicer, I would say, why would you think they wouldn't just purchase a, you know, regular or cheaper headphone rather than AirPods? But I want to make sure it's remembered for future. Another thing is, in order to give suggestions like improvement ideas, I want to see more constructive way of thinking about the problem. So the good thing is you did give like a structured answer, but I think it would be more helpful to one, state the company's goal for the product. Like what are they trying to do right now at the stage for AirPods? Are they trying to do like more innovations? Are they trying to do, you know, like more integration with stuff, like the overall goal? And then come that down, like from that perspective, going to the targeted users within this goal, and what's the user story, like how are users using this, and what is the problem they are facing or potential problem they're facing, that then, you know, from these user stories and problem with the top tier OKR in mind, give the solutions like that. Like I think as an interviewer, I care less about what the actual solution is. Then, I mean, those are kind of important, but like I would care about your thought process more, like how you approach it. I think how you approach it with hardware product solutions almost the same as a software. Yeah, and then, you know, you mentioned about like ROI when you do the like trade-offs, like how you design the roadmap. It would be just more clear if you would say like, here are the factors I will be thinking about when I make trade-off decisions. What those are, you know, maybe like engineering effort, risk, I don't know, cost to make it, or I don't know, but like list those out. And then, you know, based on those, what is, yeah, that is our lives. Based on this, I give a suggestion. But yeah, any questions, comments, these are my general feedback.
Yeah, I think it is really hard to like analyze a question from the strategy perspective because I have to do more like pre-research research before I answer the question. Because I just don't know what is the next stage purpose of the Apple company towards AirPods. So it's really hard for me to analyze the question from the strategy. But I think it is really important. So maybe in the future I will do more like preparation and more research before answering a favorite product question. It's
Yeah,
a really
actually, that's
common
a
question, but it's really needs more like research to make it a better answer.
yeah, that's a very good point, by the way. So I think again, like I'm not trying to test your industry knowledge, and as an interviewer, I probably don't know either. So there's no right answer. The good, well, one, yes, preparation will definitely help, but another ways to do it is like make assumptions, state your assumptions. You can just say, like, I don't want to say make things up, but like I just say, I am assuming, AirPods has good, it probably has like a good like adoption already. So the company's trying to innovate. This is my assumption. Is that okay? Or you may not even say, is that okay? Like you can state your assumption, and based on your assumption, what is the company focused on? It could be they are still going for adoption. If your assumption is the product still new, not many people know or use it. And if they're going for innovation or just like retention or just like improving quality, if your assumption is the adoption is already good. So make assumptions and state it with your interviewer will help with those type of question where you don't know the right answer, and the interview probably doesn't either.
Yeah.
Yeah, any questions or comments from you or anyone?
I'm gonna stop the recording for now.